The Glock 45 is, in my opinion, the best Glock that you can currently buy. It represents sort of Glock's best hits. And the Glock 45 MOS7 is the best Glock that you kind of can't buy, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, we're going to ask the age-old question today, which is this Glock perfection? And the answer is no. But it might just be the Glock perfected.
Okay, so if you've been living under a rock and you're somehow unfamiliar with Glock, that's okay. All you really need to know is that since their inception, they've basically been making a couple different versions of the same gun. Glock 17, the 19, the 34, the 45, the 47. If you've handled one, you kind of handled them all. They're basically all the same, double stack, polymer framed, striker fired 9mm pistol. So when I say the Glock 45 MOS7 is the Glock perfected, what do I mean by that? Well, there's a couple things that's special about the MOS7, but before we talk about that, let's talk about how you can get one of these. And the short answer is you kind of can't. This is a law enforcement agency specific model, which means your local law enforcement agency has to order one of these, and then they have to not need it. That is when Glock would sell it to your local gun store, and you might be able to go get one. But as it sits, you can't just order this model from Glock. Let's talk about what makes it special. Okay, so right away it looks largely like Glock 45 MOS. There's a couple of differences though. One, these suppressor height sights. These are all metal, blacked out suppressor height sights that come with the Glock 45 MOS7 from the factory. And you'll notice it also has this Aimpoint Acro P2 sitting on it. That's important for a couple reasons. One, it comes with this from the Glock factory, and you'll notice there is not a plate system in there. The reason I like that is because plates in general raise the optic height, even if it's only ever so slightly, and they introduce another point of failure. So this gun comes from Glock, cut for the Aimpoint Acro. You get the Aimpoint Acro, and you get blacked out suppressor height metal sights, and I got this gun for $1,150 out the door. For me, that is absolutely fantastic value. A regular Glock 45 MOS is going to cost you probably $600, $650 brand new. Then you have tax, and Aimpoint Acro is going to cost you $600 and $650 brand new plus tax. Blacked out suppressor height sights are going to run you anywhere from $60 to $100, and then a decent quality metal plate is going to run you anywhere from $80 to $100. So just buying this, if you can find one, is going to save you anywhere from $150 to maybe $300, depending on what exactly it is that you're looking to get out of it. Now let's talk about the Glock 45 kind of as a whole. So the Glock 45 is a Glock 17 frame with a Glock 19 slide. So you get the ability to run these flush fit 17+1 magazines, which are pretty neat. That's a lot of firepower with the right 9mm load, and you get the overall length of the Glock 19. Now, to me, that's sort of a gimmick when you imagine that this gun has no modifications to it. The dimension that's harder to conceal, for me at least, is this length here, the grip length. So actually having a shorter grip but a longer slide might be kind of cool, which is why Glock makes the Glock 47. However, when you start evaluating this based on the use of some kind of muzzle device, in this case I have a Radian ramjet on there right now, it starts to make a lot more sense because now I have the full frame of a Glock 17, but I also have a Radian ramjet and the overall length of a 17. So I basically have a Glock 17 with a big nasty comp on there, which is absolutely fantastic. And that's on top of the other things that you get with the MOS7, which is the direct mount, the Aimpoint Acro, and the blacked out suppressor height sights. Again, excellent value. So when I say that the Glock 45 MOS7 might be the Glock perfected, what I'm really trying to say is that the Glock 45 was already kind of Glock's best hits, right? It was kind of the thing that Glock sort of had been building toward with all of their different models. They took the frame of the 17 and the slide of the 19, and then they gave it the MOS system, and it's like, it's 90% of what anybody could ever possibly want out of a Glock. The MOS7 takes it that last 10% in my opinion. You get the Aimpoint Acro from the factory, you get the direct mount, you get the blacked out suppressor height sights, and you get the 45 footprint, which I think is kind of the ideal Glock footprint. The only thing that I've done to this gun, obviously, is I make compensators, so I have another threaded barrel where I run one of my compensators, and then I also have this Radian ramjet and some Talon grips. That's it. I've shot this in matches. I've shot it in a 2,000 round, 2-day defensive handgun course, and it performed absolutely fantastic. So I think the reason that, in my opinion, this is the Glock perfected is because it's everything you could ever want out of a Glock at a price where, if you can find one of these for sale, makes it absolutely compelling.